I could have an advocate change one thing about sport, it would be, hi, my name's Ryan, I'm a gymnast, and my courage project for 2026 is to speak more openly about sport. If I could have an advocate change one thing about sport, it would be a way to figure out to get more kids into sport in a safe way. I'll elaborate. When I was deeper into my advocacy work, there was a lot of talk about getting more kids into sport. And while I think that's incredibly important, there's one piece that I don't think we talk about enough. So when I reported my bad experiences in gymnastics, I was on the national team, I was white, I came from a good club, I came from a very supportive club, I had family support, my family knew about it, and I had access to tons of resources. I had a sports psychologist, I had connections, I knew people, I had a lot of things going for me. What most people would call privilege. So the fact that I got railroaded so hard in my experience is crazy. When I was on Gymnasts for Change Canada, we met with a ton of MPs, and their main priority was getting more kids into sport. And my pushback every time was, I'm extremely privileged. I had a lot of power, I knew a lot of people, and I couldn't get anything done, and I couldn't stay safe in sport. So what chance do we have for younger, less fortunate, less privileged people to be safe? So when I see funding or things put into getting more kids into sport, I'm like, wow, that's incredible. But then on the back end, what are we doing to protect these kids? What concerns me more are these sports that are low barrier to enter. How are we protecting these kids who are innately more vulnerable? So in sport advocacy, the one thing I would change would be that we get more kids into sport, but there's a way to keep these new and vulnerable kids safer. So what I want to know from you today is, if you could have advocates change one thing in advocacy or speak about in advocacy, what would be your number one thing? See ya.